The law would definitely try to chase you if you will not. There are cases that the partner would try to nag about what he supports. Not the case here in the Philippines. There are fathers that would just, oh, that's the only thing that I can give. That's the only money that I can provide because welcome to our YouTube channel. My name is Ismi.
It's me, Roger, and welcome to Roger and Ismi Vlogs.
So today's subject, child support here in the Philippines.
Before we start, salamat sa inyong pagigugma o pagsuporta sa among channel.
Thank you so much for your love and support, guys. And if you're new to this channel, don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe. And hit the notification bell for new uploads or new videos. So here in the Philippines, what is child support? So we'll be discussing that soon.
Yeah, and today's video, we have to let you know what is the responsibility of a father, especially if they are broken.
Yes. So there are different cases or scenarios, especially if the father is responsible for the child or the mother is responsible for the child. So there are cases. In your place, guys, most of you needs or it's a mandatory for child support, especially if the government would really or the law would definitely try to chase you if you will not provide for your children.
Yes, and now the question is, what about in the Philippines, Roger and Ismi? Is it a mandatory or not?
So it's a mandatory, but there are cases if the woman would file a case for the partner. So let's go with an example. If the woman would file a case for child support because the children is with her. Let's go with that. So she would file a complaint to the barangay and they would be summoned there in order to have a written agreement or what will be the agreement of both parties.
Yes. So now, the Filipina would ask or demand an amount that the father would support or give a monthly support to the kids. Let's say, for example, 5,000 pesos or 10,000 pesos. So the father should comply that every month.
That's true. So there are fathers that doesn't have a job yet, so they would just tell their partner, their ex-wife, that I don't have work yet. Some partners would say or reason out that they don't have a job yet. So they would have an agreement there that once he would have a job, he can start providing the 5,000 a month.
Yes. So now it should be written because if that's the case, if the guy doesn't have any job for now, because we cannot say that the guy doesn't have any work for a long time, right?
Yes.
So he should really find a job. And if it's written, if the time the guy wouldn't support the kid, the Filipina could chase him.
Yes, so Filipinas can really chase the ex-father because there is a written agreement in front of the barangay captain that he needs to provide the monthly support. Because once he doesn't, he can be in jail.
Exactly. And now, as you all know, there are lots of single mother here in the Philippines, right?
Yes.
Maybe you can ask, do the father really support this single mother?
Though there are single mothers that are really independent to the point that they don't want to have a support coming from the ex-husband or the ex-partner because they don't want any arguments, they don't want any problems, and furthermore, they don't want to see the ex-partner.
Yeah, that's common here in the Philippines. And
Yes.
especially the mother is working, or if she has a job, she doesn't have any support, or she doesn't want any support coming from the ex-father
Yeah, she
or
doesn't want
ex-husband.
to rely. She doesn't want to rely to her ex-partner because there are cases that the partner would try to nag about what he support. Yes, there are cases that I already give you this and that and it's not enough. Though they would nag about it because I have a friend that's her situation right now. Even though that the kid is already big, they have the same amount, or he is just providing the same amount every month, and the kid is already big. Of course you need to have a bigger support if the kid is already getting bigger and bigger, because the prices or everything that he needs is also getting expensive and getting a lot, right?
Yeah, it really happens here in the Philippines. Like, even the father just give like 2,000 pesos or 5,000 pesos. That is not enough.
Yes, true.
Especially if the kid is like going to school.
True. Especially if the kid needs a lot of things for his school. So, as a father, you need to support that. But it's not the case here in the Philippines. There are fathers that would just, oh, that's the only thing that I can give. That's the only money that I can provide because I only have this job. And that's their main reason. I only have this job. Then they can actually think of any sideline. If they're really a responsible father, they can get other second jobs in order to provide a good money for their kids. Although they would think that, oh, I'm supporting my kid, it's also supporting my ex-wife. They would think selfishly.
That's right. That's a common mindset of the father. They think that since they already support monthly, it's already enough. So the father didn't think that the kid is growing. And you know, when the kid is growing, she or he has a lot of needs.
Necessities. And that's really common since the child is not growing in front of them. They're not the one taking care of the kid. They're not the one being responsible for it. Because they're just providing the money. There are also Filipinos that don't really get to see their kids. Like, I'm just providing this and that's just it. Because they think that, oh, I'm already single now. They're just thinking about themselves. They will think that since the kid is at her mom's side, so they would just, okay, it's okay for me to feel single. Because that's the most common thing about Filipinos. Once they're already broke up with their ex-wife, their ex-partner, they would feel single again.
That's true.
Yeah, they would not think about the child anymore.
Yeah. Now, for the side of the mother also, I would say if you want to ask more support from the father, you have to change the agreement. Not just take on the first agreement. Because there are some mother also that they will complain that the amount that they receive from the ex-partner or husband is not enough. So for sure, that husband would not raise or would not give an extra amount of money because it's written there. So if you are a Filipina that you want to ask more, then you have to go to the barangay again. Especially if your kids is growing, then you already know because you're the one raising it.
That's true.
So you have to ask or change the agreement.
And absolutely. There are also Filipinos are too demanding. Too demanding that they don't really see what's the job of their ex-partner. You need to also to understand that they have this type of job. Even though that they would have a second job or a third job, they cannot supply what you demand. Because there are Filipinos that would really demand big. Really big.
Exactly. And the sad truth about here in the Philippines, there are fathers or husband that would just run away with their obligation or responsibility. So it's pretty hard for the mother, the one who raised the kid.
That's true, especially if they're really poor, that the mother doesn't have any educational background, that she doesn't know how to chase the partner, then that is the worst scenario. That's the most worst situation for a mother because she doesn't have any choice but to take care of her kids.
Yeah, and in addition to that, especially if they are not married, so for the father's side, it's they have like the confidence to run because they're not married.
Yes, that's true. They are not committed to that partner since they are just live-in partners. And there are also cases that they would deny that they were with that woman.
Yeah, even the kid, you deny the kid.
That's true. And there are cases that once the children is already old, they would get again or they would claim the kids without helping the mother raising them. Yeah, there are cases in the Philippines that they would just get the child once they're at 18, 19 because they can already work.
Yeah, they can get money from that kid.
There are cases that way. So that's the harsh truth in the Philippines, guys.
And that's the reality and still exists here in the Philippines. It really happens that you will be broke, but we hope that you will continue supporting your kids for the better future of your kids.
That's true, because having a child is giving, having a child is showing that you're already responsible and you are a father that can take care of your kids. So you need to show that. Even though that you're already separated with your partner, you need to show that you're a good role model.
Yeah.
Even though you don't have a good relationship with the ex-wife or the ex-partner. Because, you cannot know the compatibility of each other once you would be staying together.
Exactly. So I think that's all for today's video, and we hope this is informative to you all. Thank you so much for watching till the end, and we hope to see you in our next vlog.
No hate,
Just love. Bye.